Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Overflow. In this video, we discuss on some of the Microsoft exam, that is DP900 Azure Data Fundamentals, and this was a recorded video that we organized within our Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors community, where we discussed on why you should take the exam and how you should prepare for the exam and how you should register for the exam and some of the key points that would help you during the exam as well. So this video is all about that, and towards the end of the video I discussed some of my own exam experiences, that own questions that I faced in the exam. So those were the parts I discussed in this video. So this was a study jam session that held within our Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors, and I hope you all would love this session. So continue watching this video. I hope you will enjoy it. Thank you. The thing is, we'll just go in two phases basically. So first, we'll just understand what and how this DP900 exam is and why you should prefer it, and what are the things you need to know about this exam. So these are the basic requirements which you would focus on in the first phase. So just for a fact, I would tell you that uh, like 10 days back, I passed DP900, and yeah, that's my first certification exam though. So I'll be sharing those parts with you. Yeah, George. You want to say? Okay, all right. So, I'll be sharing those exam experience with you all, and uh, then we'll move to some of the live quizzes, like Kahoot quizzes. These quizzes would be more of questions that I faced in the exam. Like these are the original ones. Okay. So this is the basic DP900, and first thing we would discuss about like why you should take this exam. I think that's the most important question you should focus on. So for the first thing, like you should definitely take this exam. Like if you are a beginner to the database, if you want to learn what exactly data is, okay, the basic concepts like and what kind of services Microsoft Azure offers. If these are the things you are willing to like learn and you are a beginner, then this exam is perfect for you. This is the fundamentals for Azure Data Fundamentals. Like, the name is Azure Data Fundamentals. Okay, so you will learn and you will be familiar with all kinds of databases, like the structured one, unstructured one, semi-structured one, and you should you should do it when it comes to database management. It's like this certification helps you in that manner. I hope I can make you understand. So, talking about any kind of prerequisites that you need for this exam. So, no, there isn't any prerequisite. This is completely for beginners. So, if you have any kind of small 2 3 months or 6 months experience with Azure Cloud, so then that can be an additional benefit for you. Something to note in this exam: this is a fundamental exam, so this exam only contains MCQ, like multiple choice question. There can be at times when two options can be correct, and it contains fill in the blanks type questions, and it contains somewhat like they give you three four like match the following type questions, like two three options here and two three statements here, and you need to match. Like there can be multiple correct answers as well. Okay, so these are the basic type of questions that they ask you in the exam. And talking about the exam now, this exam is actually of 1,000 marks. So there's a very common concept, like it's 1,000 marks, and the passing marks is 700. Like you need to get 700 marks in order to pass the exam, and it doesn't matter how much you get more than 700. Like something greater than equal to 700 is good to go. No one cares how much you actually like you got in the exam. Okay, so next thing is most important. Like if you're taking the exam, then the most important part is looking after uh, those number of questions that you face in the exam. Like if I talk about my experience, so when I appeared for the exam, there were like 49 questions, and I read about somewhere, like probably some blogs somewhere, and there the person writing, like the person to said that he got around 53, 54 questions. So yeah, there is a difference in number of questions that you face or any other uh, participant facing the, like the facing the questions. So there is a difference. So there isn't any fixed number of questions, but the time is fixed for you. So it's 60 minutes they will give you, and that's the total time they actually allocate for you to appear for the exam. Now I will tell you how you can actually reduce the number of question or maybe increase the number of question. So there, I thought there is a trick, and I will share my thought process, but it may not be the 100% correct way. All right. So what happens when you start the exam? There are actually three phases. So the first phase, that's the survey one. Second phase, that you may say as the mid phase or the exam phase for you. That's the 1 hour you get in the second phase. And here comes the third phase. That's again a survey one. And in the third phase, you can actually challenge some of the questions. So if you face that maybe you got some questions that's wrong, and you can actually challenge that in the third phase. So it's up to you. If you think there is a wrong question, it's up to you. You can actually challenge that in the last phase. Now, talking about this first phase survey. So in the first phase survey, they would ask you about your experience, how much experienced you are in uh, every module. So if you are just aware of this, that this exam is actually uh, covers over 4 learn paths, right? These 4 learn paths are actually describe core data concepts and describe how uh, like the relational data one, non-relational data one, and last one is related to Power BI and analytics workload. Okay, so these are the 4 basic sectors of this exam. So they will ask you about each section, like how much experience you are in each section, and some other questions like your experience, how much you know. This kind of question they will ask. So if you like what my experience says, if you go on clicking that in all the sectors, you have the least experience. Okay, so that can reduce your number of questions you are getting. All right. Now, talking about like where to register. So in terms of where to register, so you will just, that's I guess you all know, and you will just go search for DP900 and you will find the first link as the exam DP900. That's the Microsoft Azure Data Fundamentals exam, and you will actually register through Pearson View. So that's the one we get as a coupon or stuff. So that's the Pearson view. Don't go to Certiford. It just confuses stuffs and asks you money. So I just got confused, and Pearson was the one that I appeared to. Now that's a basic idea, I guess you all know. And talking about how to train. So yeah, how to train. Learn paths are the best. So just go through the learn path at least once. Each learn path at least once, and that should be that you can score at least 100% out of that. No like there's no problem with any question coming out of context. That's impossible. So they I didn't find any question that's out of context. So everything was there 100% from the learn part. So that is some of the stuff. And it's actually better to target this exam in the weekend. Like I saw some YouTube videos, and everyone says to target this on weekend. So somehow everyone is like, I don't know why, but this is the thing. Maybe questions come easy. Not sure about that. So that's the basic about the exam structure. Here we will do some of the Kahoot quiz. Okay, so what we will do in this? So we will like I and Diwash just worked out and sorted out few of the questions that was there in my exam when I was preparing for it. So uh, we'll just work on it, and we'll just try to share like if what's the result out of it. Okay, so it's for you guys for practice, and these are the actual questions that I got in my exam. Okay, so hi, hey Diwash, are you there?
Can you listen me? Hear me?
Yeah, it's better if you can start the quiz. Yeah, I
Sorry,
can.
last I was like opening Teams on the waved and you were not listening my voice. I'm now currently
Yeah,
open
no issues, no issues,
in application,
no
so it
issues.
is now currently working. Thank you, Sagnik, for running the session. So I will move on to the code quiz.
It's okay.
So can I share my screen?
Yeah, I'll just stop sharing the screen and yeah, go ahead.
Mm, can you see my screen,
Yes, I
Sagnik?
can. Whatever others. Yeah, I can.
Okay. So in this study session, we will be mostly focusing on the core data concepts. And in that code quiz, we have 20 questions related to core data concepts mostly. And while playing or going through the code quiz, we will take pause between the quizzes to review our answers and to discuss within like what should be correct answers, why the other options aren't correct, something like that. So, so you first need to install a Scout app in your mobile device, or we can also play through going to www.scout.it. I prefer mobile device.
Yeah, Devash. Uh, Devash, are you?
Hello, yes, Sagnik,
Yeah,
can you
yeah.
hear me?
Like I couldn't hear
So,
you. No problem. Yeah, all right. Go ahead.
so then after that installing app, we need to install game pin. So I will share the game pin here. Can you see the game pin?
The first
Sagnik,
one, right? Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
8170116. Sorry for leaving a hat on. Same here, Anush.
It's okay. Anand. Okay, everyone just come over Kahoot and we'll just try to.
Can you send us the link because you can find the link? You can go to the www.cow.it and then you can enter this campaign. Then you can comment. Who is helpful founder? Can you hear me? Konstantinos? Sagnik? Yes, wait a moment. Okay. George, are you there?
I'm trying to connect, but it says that my internet connection is slow for some reason and I can't enter my nickname.
Okay. Anush? Yeah, that's so me. Okay. Okay. So George and Konstantinos are. One more. Then we start. Okay. Let's start. I am Melody Bear. Okay. Then helpful founders would be Sagni, Classic Tiger is Anush, and Novel Inu is George. Okay, start.
Novel Imo is me.
Okay. Wait. Here should be a music coming on it. Can you hear the music?
Actually, not.
Okay. The question is here. Question is a relational database must be used when a dynamic schema is required. Data will be stored as key values pairs. Storing large images and videos, strong consistency guarantees are required. You need to just click the color on your mobile phone or the app.
If I am all right.
So two didn't answer the question. Was there any problem for anybody?
Yeah, like for me, it didn't even load the question. I just found the green one and clicked on it.
I
And I
I
put,
I didn't answer because I can't see. I have to redirect from Teams to other side, and I lost the time.
yeah, for the first
Okay.
question, there was an error.
Yeah, me too. I couldn't see the questions in the Kahoot, and I need to change from mobile to Teams.
Okay, so
Hello.
the question, yeah, yeah,
So the
the
question
question.
was a relational database must be used when a dynamic schema is required. Option was data will be stored as key value pairs, storing large image and videos, and strong consistency guarantees are required. So correct answer is strong consistency guarantees are required.
Okay, okay, let's just try to analyze this question. So, uh, whenever we are saying storing large images and video files, so that's basically a blob storage, right? We cannot store in table format. We cannot store image and videos, right? I guess if you are
Mhm.
just gone through the first like the first module of the first learn path, then you can understand that images and videos requires blob storage, like binary large object storage. Now data will be stored as key value pair. So whenever we talk about key value pair, so then we actually talk about semi-structured data, and relational database are structured data. All right. Talking about our dynamic schema is required. Our dynamic schema is again a semi-structured concept. Like whenever a particular schema or particular path is not defined for you, and whenever you it's like the fixed number of uh, columns is not like the number of columns is not fixed for you, then it's a semi-structured. In a relational database, we always know that the number of columns is fixed. So it's
Yes.
like it cannot be a dynamic schema. So all of these three got cancelled. And talking about this strong consistent like sorry, strong consistency guarantees are required. Yeah. So that's the option left, and can't remember like why this is the exact reason. So anyone knows the exact reason behind this? I just it went out of my mind. Like strong consistency is okay. All right. So we know like those three are not the correct answers. So this comes out to be the correct.
Okay. Shall I continue?
Yeah. Everyone is ready for the next one.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go ahead.
How is data in relational table organized? Rows and column is in red, header and footer is in blue, pages and paragraphs in yellow.
Okay. I guess everyone can answer this. Yeah. So it's a known fact. Like header and footer, pages and paragraph. Pages and paragraph is basically JSON type format. Header and footer are the again JSON type format, like giving a header footer. And rows and columns are the direct answer to this, like relational table. Devash, Devash, are you there? Wait, what happened?
I think his internet is having some problems.
Yeah, yeah, it
Okay.
went on to the third one. All right.
Non-relational data is also known as NoSQL in red, JSON in blue, SQL in yellow, XLSX. Okay, so first,
All right. Like, is it possible to go back to the questions once, Diwash? No, right? So, okay, I just discuss on my part. Like, non-relational data is also known as that was the question, right? If I'm not wrong.
yes,
Okay. So, talking about JSON, like, just like if you have just gone through the learn path, then this is the exact statement that learn path says that non-relational data is also known as NoSQL. Okay. So there's nothing controversy in that. So is also known as NoSQL is the direct statement from learn path. Go ahead to the next question, I guess.
true or false question. Cosmos DB is a SQL database. True in blue, false in red. Sagnik, what is this?
Okay, so Cosmos DB is a not a SQL database. So Cosmos DB, like Azure has two types of databases. One is Azure SQL database, and the other is Azure Cosmos DB. So Cosmos DB is a database that actually can hold uh, non-relational, sorry, unstructured and structured data. All right, so it you can actually it's a cosmos of all the database. So yeah, you can work on the thing in that way. So Cosmos DB is actually a NoSQL database, or you can say it's a not a SQL database. So Azure
Okay.
is the other one. So that's why it's false.
So
Understood,
it's
everyone?
it can work on SQL database also, no SQL database also, yes.
It's not for SQL databases. Like Azure SQL database is a different part, and Azure Cosmos DB is another part. So Cosmos DB actually helps you to store both uh, this unstructured data and semi-structured data, and SQL database comes under structured data. So structured data is the perfect row and column, and the unstructured data or the semi-structured data, there is not a fixed rows and columns, so not a fixed table format is there. So Cosmos DB is for this unstructured and semi-structured data.
So yes, to the next question. What of the following is an example of streaming datasets? Data from sensors and device, data for the past
Uh,
in big
Joy, I'm not.
company in Hello.
Yes. So is it like everyone knows why is data from sensors and devices are streaming? Anush
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they are real-time data. They are coming
or
live.
Anush or George, anyone can explain why this is the correct answer?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
Anush.
Go
Yeah, we
ahead.
can.
Yeah, so the
Yes.
data from the sensors and the such devices are coming in real time. So these are the examples of stream data. So I have done some work with Apache Kafka, so I have some bit of knowledge on this.
Okay. George, do you want to add anything or anything?
No, I think he said it correctly.
Okay. So
Like the
just a
list of
point. I will.
employees, the list of
Yeah.
employees are stored in database, and the sales data again for past month is not it's not a real time data. So a stream means
Mhm.
that it has to be continuous, and we don't need to have continuous data of employee list of employees and the sales data. So data from sensors would be the right answer.
Okay, yeah, Anush is correct. So I'll just add a small point. That's the declarative point. So the point is, whenever in streaming data, whenever it's the too frequent amount of data is coming, just like the frequency is too small, like a millisecond or second. So then we call it a streaming data. Okay, so that's the basic reason. And yeah, Anush is correct. Obviously, you can go to the next one, Josh.
Relational data uses dash to enforce relationship between different tables. Collections in red, columns in blue, keys in yellow, partitions in green.
Okay. So like who went for the column? Just for information, maybe just a common discussion one. Like okay, so who went for the columns answer?
I made the wrong. I made it is key. I know that
Okay,
it is key, but I made the wrong. Yes.
okay. It's okay. So it's a like the common data, like the common question. This is the like questions that actually I faced in the exam. So it's a direct question from Lanpath, and this Lanpath states the statement that relational data uses keys to enforce relation between the tables. That's the way we actually run those SQL commands. That's a common question. Okay, I hope it's clear to all, right? Why the keys are there? I'm thinking it's a
Yeah, yeah,
yes. So yeah,
yeah. Primary key
Devash
and
next one. Exactly.
Okay.
Primary
Primary and
key,
foreign key. Yes.
foreign
foreign key. Exactly.
What is a good storage option for semi-structured data? Rows and columns of a database table in red, Azure Blob storage in blue, JSON in yellow, and customers records in green.
All right. So the moment it comes like what is the good storage option for semi-structured data? So for semi-structured data, number one, rows and columns is wrong. Okay, because rows and columns of a database table is for structured one. Moving
Structured.
like it's cancelled. Then talking about Azure Blob storage. So Blob is binary large object. That's BLOB. So binary large object is for videos and audios or any kind of uh, like the Word document or Python document or this kind of storage documents. So these are the this comes under unstructured data. So there isn't any particular structure to it. So Azure Blob storage is not an semi-structured. It's an unstructured one. Talking about JSON, JSON is a semi-structured. That's a like everyone knows about JSON that it's a semi-structured. JavaScript object notation is basically semi-structured. And talking about customer records, so customer record is not a storage option, right? It's a type of data. So that's cancels it. I hope it's understandable to everyone.
Which option is best suited to storing multimedia data such as videos? Azure SQL DB in red, Azure Synapse Analytics in blue, Azure Blob Storage. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like
So
I
the
just
answer
now discussed the point about blob storage. So blob storage stores videos, audios, and this kind of file formats. It's the correct answer.
so anyone knows what the like I don't know about Azure Synapse Analytics. What the role of
Okay. For Azure Synapse Analytics, I guess this particular LAN path is not suitable for it. We need to go towards the last LAN path. And yeah, in the next sessions, we'll just discuss about it. That will be better. Like in the
okay.
first LAN path is not the perfect one.
Yeah. Like Synapse, in brief, it's something more like big data analytics and enterprise data warehousing together. It's like data warehouse and the big data analytics part together at one place. So something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But we have to go detail into it. It's like just a not cat on the eagle view, but then there is a lot to it actually.
Okay,
Thank you,
I'm
Anush.
doing structured data is typically represented in which format? Rows and columns of a database table, Azure Blob Storage, JSON, customer records.
Exactly. So that's a perfect one because structured data it comes under rows and like table format. No other options for it. Like, I hope it's understandable easily.
What is the main cause for temporary inconsistencies in distributed data? Distributed data never has this problem. Updates take time to apply in all locations. Latency.
Okay, so for distributed data, latency is not a issue. Okay, because latency can be controlled over distributed data, but the main like the main cause that comes up is it takes time to update in all locations. Okay, that comes as the main cause. And you just if you just go through the learn path, you can easily figure out, like, learn path says it in details with many other examples, that why this is the main cause of this, like the inconsistency in distributed data. All right.
Which of the following tools is a visualization and reporting tools? Azure SQL, Power BI, SQL Server Management Studio, Cosmos DB.
Yeah, it's a clear answer that Azure and the Power BI is used for visualization and reporting tools. And yeah, it's though it's in the last learned path, so it's okay. And others is of no use here.
So it's multi-select question. Select the use cases for which a relation database is most suitable. Option: e-commerce, online shopping, social networks, online banking, digital media collection. You can select multiple question answers.
I lost it. We need more time.
Yeah, Constantino, can you just again say? Like, I can understand.
The first and the third I want to press, but I didn't press submit. I lost it.
Oh yeah, you need to in
I
multiple
I
answers
I, I
question, you need
thought
Oh,
to select
okay.
then submit.
I was sure because we need to keep. That's why I press the first and the third one because I need that we keep to store this record. So in the social network we can use semi-structured data. So it's not, for example, Facebook uses semi-structured data, and the digital media collections use blob storages.
Semi structured, exactly. Exactly, blob storages. And the other two options are actually left out, and that's the e-commerce and online banking. So in online banking, if you are just aware of this, that online banking is the best use case for relational databases. That it uses the TL uh, transactional processing one, like, right, the transactional system one, and it uses the TL what do we say, that TLTP, no, okay, maybe some of the acronym was there. So it's the best use case for relational database. It's OL to be TP, sir, maybe. So
Yes, it's OLTP and OLAP.
yeah, OLAP and OLTP, exactly.
Do anyone like to add more thing in this question?
I guess not, maybe. All right, go to the next one.
Please select a benefit of indexes on relational tables. Helps you search efficiently for data. Red reduces store load. Speeds of insert, update, and delete operation. Allo indexes are virtual tables.
Okay. So indices of relational databases. So uh, this like if you just go through the like the learn path in probably the second module, it discusses in detail about this indices of relational database, and this indices part is actually help you in search efficiently for data. This is a direct question from the learn path. So that's the correct answer in that way. And
I-
it reduces speed. No, this is not the thing, and it discussed like the learn path. Yeah, Constantine.
we need we need indexes because we have to find rows. We have to find in relational databases columns that they have different values. That's the best choice for indexes.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes efficiently sense of data.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let's move to the another question. Predictive analytics helps answers questions about what will happen in the future, why things happened, what has happened based on past data, what actions should be taken to achieve goals.
Okay. So most of you have selected what has happened based on past data. But when look, understand this part, Green Bay. So when you are trying to like analyze based on the past data, that's basically like you are analyzing. Okay, that's more of you're trying to analyze, not you want to predict. When you predict something, you are trying to predict the future. These are basic like normal English terms, not any kind of forget about like Azure and all. It's the normal English that when you are what happened in the past is like you are trying to analyze the data, but what will happen in the future is like you are trying to predict the
To
future,
predict.
right? That's the basic understanding behind why predictive analysis. Yeah, predictive analysis talks about what will happen in the future. Understandable?
Which option is used for graph database? Online transaction processing in red, stock and shares database in blue, data visualization in yellow, information about complex relationship in green. Yes, Constantinos.
Okay. So for okay, Constantine, are you trying to say something?
I was wrong in this question.
Okay, I'll just analyze it. Constantine, can you just keep your mic off unless you are just talking? I guess your background noise is like I don't know, it's hurting me. All right. So, talking about good databases for like which option would be good use for graph database? Okay, for graph databases, the first option OLTP, online transactional processing, is for relational databases because we can actually break relational databases into smaller databases and later join them to make a faster transactions. Like for online transactions, whenever transaction process is happening, if you look carefully, we don't need all the informations that are there in the database. We can like if we are making a transaction between two accounts in a particular bank, then what do we need? We just need the sender's account number. We just need the receiver's account number. So and we just need the amount that needs to be transferred from sender to receiver. So that's the basic need that we have for a transaction. So we just can break down that like from the actual database we can just make a smaller database and later we can join to the original one, that right back to the original database. So OLTP is for structured databases. These are not graph databases. Okay, talking about graph databases are unstructured data. Okay, so the next option you all selected was data visualization. Like for data visualization, we like whenever we are visualizing data, it comes in the front end. It's not the part of the database. Okay, we are visualizing it with other like we can visualize a graph from structured data also. So graph databases talks about the backend. The backend, the database is structured in a graph-like architecture. Okay, talking about information about complex relationships. Yeah, the if you just remember the picture that was shown in during the question, it like each nodes in the graph database talks about a particular say entity, and the each edges in the like the graph shows you the relation between the two entities. So that's the whenever there is a complex relationship. Okay, then we call out for the graph. Say you, your mother, and your father. Uh, like you are related to your father, like as he is your father. That's the relationship. You are related with your mother as he is your mother. You say you play football and you play cricket. All right. So these are the two things you play. Now, this football and cricket are not related to your parents. So that's a complex relationship. But your parents may like something else. So that's you can understand that there's like a complex relationship. So in those kind of situation, we use the graph databases. All right. I hope
And graph
it's
databases
understood.
are used for like mostly in social media applications. Yes,
It depends because for Facebook, I don't think they use graph. They probably use JSON. Uh, but yeah, you can use in various other ways. It's up to you what you want to use. Like what's the most suitable case for you. Maybe you were just trying to note down the like trying to calculate the population of a country with maybe with the things they like. These are the kind of data you are collecting. So that can be a multiple things, right? Maybe you are just trying to collect the population and trying to know the particular religion they follow and particular ethnicity they belong. So this kind of the various other factors you are trying to know. So for a particular person, you are noting that this person is from ABC religion, from so and so religion, from this ethnicity, and this religion and ethnicity can be common to a large number of people, right? So
yes.
it's useless to write again and again the part same data and fill up the columns. So you can just in this complex relation you can just make a graph database and just point out that this so and so religion uh, and these are the people those are related those who follows this religion. So there's this ethnicity and these are the people who belong to this ethnicity. All right, then this kind of complex situations can be handled within using the graph databases. All right,
Yes.
I guess it's clear.
What is benefit of normalizing data? Fast throughput for transactions. Tables need to be joined to make sense. It is ideal for storing
Again, this is a direct question from Learn Paths, and
documents.
Yeah, Learn clearly says that the like Learn says out two three points about that that the benefit of normalizing data is the fast throughput for transaction, and it describes in details too. So it's better whenever you go through the Learn path, you just go through this. It will be better. All right, let's just fast forward. We have just four questions left and 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Gosh.
Okay, it's multi-select questions. Select all valid tasks for an analytical data processing system. Data ingestion, data transformation, blue, data visualization in yellow, data assembly in green. You need to select then submit.
Valid data task for analytical data processing system.
System.
So for analytical data processing system, we don't need data assembly. Like it clearly says out in learn with diagrams that we use the data, we need data ingestion, like we need an input, we need transformation, and we need visualization. So this can be two things that happens here. So first ingestion is common, then at times we put forward the visualization and visualize the raw data, and then transform the data and store it to the database. Or it can happen like we ingest the data, we transform the data to whatever we are doing to trying to do. Like ingestion is the basic raw data that's coming from maybe the sensor data, then we transform
Mhm.
it into particular format that we want, and then we visualize the data. So that's the basic data processing system. Data assembly is not our task. Like, okay, we don't need to collect data or assemble data, it's coming from the sensors, that's directly going into ingestion. Okay.
Which one of the following roles is a data job role? Data scientist, data analyst, data administrator, all of the above.
Yeah, like for a data job role, there's a two things that it comes under the second learn path and sorry, the second module of the first learn path, and it clearly describes the each one of the data scientist, data analyst, and data administrator, or we say database administrators. So that's the all of the is the correct one.
Which of the following are non-relational database? It's multi-select question. Azure Cosmos DB, MongoDB, PostgreSQL in yellow, and Cassandra in green. Azure Cosmos DB in red, MongoDB in blue, PostgreSQL.
Okay. So talking about Azure Cosmos DB. So I told about this Azure Cosmos DB that this is the Azure version for all kind of non-relational data. Talking about MongoDB, so MongoDB is mostly used for uh, NoSQL database. Sorry, yeah, if I'm not,
Non-relational data.
JSON one, yeah, NoSQL, and the JSON type is basically stored in MongoDB. That's the non-relational one. And talk, there's the two things left, only PostgreSQL and the Cassandra. Whenever you see SQL is there, forget about everything. It's a relational database. Okay, forget about that. And talking about Cassandra, Cassandra is an like a database that we use. Like we use an API in Azure, and this is for graph databases. So Cassandra is the only type of graph database format that we have, and we use it. Okay.
Okay. So descriptive analytics tells you what is most likely to occur in future, true or false.
All right. So that's the last minute we have. Okay. So descriptive analysis, whenever you are trying to describe anything, it's not you are trying to uh, predict the future or tell about the future. You are trying to describe the current situation. So you are trying to get the data and analyze the current, like you are trying to describe what's
Current or
happening.
past, you can say.
Yeah, the current thing. You are trying to analyze the current or maybe use the past records to describe the situation. That's the condition when it comes to descriptive analysis. So it's not related to future, so it's false. So
So
I
that
hope you it's interesting. And what do you all think?
It was interesting,
What
very
is the last
interesting.
question? You can click on next, I guess. Yeah, thank you.